Don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's all every day. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't celebrate. We're the zero holders, so that's what we say. Zero holders are.
All right. Good morning. Fuck, dude. Love to watch that right now. Hang on. Would love to fucking watch that right now. Good morning, boys. All right. How we doing? Boss, good morning. Choina, good morning. Happy Sunday to you, boys. Do a little war check-in. I think a lot of NFT talk today. I think a lot of NFT talk today. What's up, Luna? Good morning. Let me get stream going on Abstract. I think I'm ready to sell on my Pengu. I think I'm done with Abstract, man. I think I'm done. I don't see any path for those guys actually doing their TGE. I don't see any apps that are actually going to get attention over there. I think them changing how streaming works over there is a big time sign that they don't have money. I think I'm done Abstract. I think. But fuck it. Let's get the stream going over there. How you guys doing though? War rages on day 2. Maybe over before we even get to Monday, maybe. Got some headlines I want to peek at with you. We got to check up on death and taxes. I want to look at Death Stir. I want to talk Magic Eden. I feel like there's one other thing here. I feel like there's one other kind of hot topic. Well, market stuff. We'll get to some market too. Let me get this Abstract stream going. And let's see. Death Stir's rolling. NFT up for auction didn't hit. All right. Sorry, guys. Let me get this rocking. I just want to get right into shit here. Boy, I can't stop thinking about not to sound unhinged right from the start. I can't stop thinking about the Epstein files, and I can't stop thinking about that. I guess yesterday, as we're bombing Iran, and of course there's like shitty things happen. Like my daughter was asking, she heard the story that a school was bombed, and it's like, she's like, can we get Trump out of office? How do you explain that to a kid, right? Yeah, China, we'll talk. Yeah, Henry, dude, that was awesome. Henry came alive on the stream and he's like, I bought a cool one, I think. And he showed me what he bought. And I'm like, bro, that's the one I've been trying to get for 2 days now, 3 days. Henry grabbed that fucking awesome one. Yeah, dude, Marty, you did. Well, Purim doesn't start for a couple days, but you nailed it. It's pretty damn good. But yeah, how are we cool with, and by the way, I know nobody's cool with it, but the pedophiles that run the country, that run the world, and these motherfuckers who want to tax the shit out of us for flipping JPEGs, really, for trading cartoon monkey pictures and art. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, and the craziest part is we'll do nothing about it, right? Nothing. We will do nothing. And I think the reason we'll do nothing about it is because nobody thinks you can do anything about it. And nobody wants to change the way they live, right? Nobody really wants to. It's pretty fucked up. It's all fucked up. I wonder about that. I wonder about that a bit. All right, we're officially live on we're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on Abstract. Hit the like wherever you're watching. Yeah. Vote right. Vote for none of these fucking guys, right? Vote for none of these fucking guys. Voting is not the fix anymore. I think it's all fucked. Plus Trump is about to do some shit where he's okay. The same kind of shit Trump's doing with tariffs and that he's doing with like war powers, right? He's about to do with the election too. There's already leaked drafts of things coming out. Trump's about to like take over elections, and that was like a big scary boogeyman thing people were saying before the last election. And I think a lot of people thought that wasn't real. Like that's not actually going to happen, and I think it's actually going to happen. I think it's actually going to happen. I don't think he's trying to run for like a third term. You know what I mean? I don't think that's happening, but trying to like rig the already rigged election, because make no mistake, it is rigged. Like it is. Um, and I don't think that means like I don't think it's the counting dead people's votes and the, like I don't think it's that. That definitely happens, but like at scale, and yeah, actually yes, but enough to change the election, I'm not sure. But like rigged is in like the info wars. But rigged is in that way. Rigged is in like super super highly fucking manipulated. It's all bullshit. I hate being a bitch and doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? I hate China's heads where I'm at now. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Plan B is really the only way if you're serious about hating the U.S. tax system. Well, hang on. Plan B is what? And yeah. Also, fuck Biden. I mean, it's not the people that are rigged. It's like the system. Okay, like I think IP law and copyright and our financial like rules, rails, regulations don't fit anymore. We outgrew them. I think we've outgrown any kind of old structure. And I don't think there's going back. I don't think there's fixing it either. I don't think there's fixing it really. I think it's like we need to evolve quick, and it's not gonna matter. Like you can fix it by like I don't know. Actually, at this point, I'm rooting for the alien thing. I'm rooting for the alien conspiracy theory. I'm rooting for like the one world government. I'm actually rooting for that because I think as awful as that'll be, and I know because it won't be done in a good way. But to me, that's the solution if you had good people. You're not gonna have good people though. But that's the solution. It's make it a worldwide government. Honestly, I believe that. But you with the right people, we don't have the right people. We never will. Second passport, moving to where you would consider a better fit for you and your family. Yes, dude, I like the plan B a lot. I like the plan B a lot. I just like the idea of not playing the game as much as you can. Not play the game. I was thinking about it, dude. Again, I had to go get this special license to be able to like fly, right? Like real ID. I'm like, what bullshit real ID is? What bullshit it is that you need a license to own a gun? Like what bullshit? You need a license to even own bullets. Like what bullshit? Like everything is that now. It's insane, and we just take. I don't know. I'm just thinking back in the day. We spilled blood over much, 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 much fucking less. We spilled blood over fucking T-tax. What a crazy thing. And I don't disagree there. I actually wonder if AI would do a much better job. Yeah. Yeah, you don't own anything. Funny enough, I don't really want to, but you're right. You don't really. And more you're not going to. And I don't want to own shit. I see these guys out on crypto Twitter who are homeless, and like I'm like, God damn, how kind of awesome is that in a way? Like in a way, I've got kids, can't. And actually that's what sucks. That's the trap. It's like you can't. That's what stops, I think, most people from actually like, I don't want to say like rising up. That's not what this is. Or maybe it is. But that's what stops people. It's like when you got your kids and your home and your wife and your responsibilities, and you can't fuck that up. But man, a couple hundred years ago, it was your duty to fuck that up and do the right thing. And we don't do that. None of us even would consider doing that. And also, what is that? Who fucking knows? But it's pretty fucked. All of it pretty fucked. May riff on that a little more, but let's get into it, man. Today is the 1 week anniversary of one of the best shows on TV from the past few years. Saying that as someone who doesn't watch much, but what a hell of a show. Hell of a show, man. Not just Skynet's finger on nukes. Get rid of nukes. There was this study I don't think that's true. Awful lie. There's a type of homeless that's true, and then there's another type. It's like the. Do you remember the Into the Wild movie? Do you remember that movie? It's about this young dude, and it's based on a true story. But the kid who goes and he just wants to live in nature, and he goes to Alaska, and he ends up dying because he eats poison berries or something, right? That's a different kind of homeless. That's like the homeless by choice and like just living and existing and whatever. That would be me. I would do that in a second if I could. Wish I did. Like, wish I did. Totally wish I did. It's a great movie, dude. Great soundtrack. Fucking great soundtrack. You know, I'm a Pearl Jam fucking nut. Great soundtrack. Great movie. There's some other guys in this space that I actually kind of look up to, like a Max Osiris. And actually, there's a couple guys like him. I don't know that Max is homeless. I know he has been homeless, right? But there's these like very fucking cool ass crypto artists who, you know, have been or are homeless, and they just create and they just move around the world where they want, when they want. And somebody like Max Osiris has made millions of dollars in crypto. So it's like not homeless, you know, it's not by choice. It's by choice. And it's fucking badass. I respect that more than almost anything. Somebody who's just willing to give all of it up. Fuck. Somebody who's willing to give all of it up, I think is awesome. In another life, that would be me. And then I think a lot about how cool that would be, and that I've got I got years left, and if I wanted to, I think about this shit a lot. I know it's just talk right now. It's just talk, but I think about it a lot and how much I think I would love it. I think I would love it. Yeah, awful. I'm with you. Like okay, extreme and also like just provocative, and I love that about artists. I want artists to be provocative. And yeah, I don't agree with a lot he says, but I love that he can say whatever the fuck he wants whenever he wants, and there's nothing holding him back and tying him to anything. Yeah, that punk spirit, dude. Yep, that. I respect that he says what he wants when he wants. And there's nothing that ties him to anything, so you can't fucking hurt him. I think that's the best. What's up, hoods? I like that. Houseless. I don't want a house. I swear to God. I swear to God, there's a little part of me. I can't wait for the kids to move out. Um, I don't know. There's a big part of me that's there. Yeah, and the guy, okay, now not him. No, definitely not like him, Mike. Because that guy made his bags. That guy is doing that because he's got millions to just do it. He's living in a very cool place, and he's just like, oh, by the way, that's a kind of freedom too, where you make enough to do what you want. For sure. I like the guys who give it up, who give the money away. And they don't live with comfort. That's what I like. That's the shit I respect. That guy who did that, like, again, I respect that he's doing what he wants, but he's not giving up any kind of comfort or anything like that, right? He's got like he is like the ultimate like elite in a way, like privileged or whatever the fuck or whatever, and worked for it. It's not a comment that what he's doing is shitty, but no, I'll take the Max Osiris path more than the Anthropic guy. It's like a safety guy too, right? But and I believe that 1,000% Cosmos. The figureheads we see that we think are the most powerful people in the world are one tier below the actual whoever they are, and they are there. Make no mistake, if we hear stories from hundreds of years ago of like the people that ruled the world back then, and if you don't believe that there's like a part of civilization that kind of branched and is kind of controlling things from the shadows in a way, to think that died off and people would just at some point just give up power, no, not a chance. I sometimes wonder if they gave it up thinking it would keep coming. You know what? With somebody like Brandon Walsh, yes. With Max, no, I don't think with Max. With Brandon Walsh, I think definitely that. I feel a lot of like I like Brandon a lot. I love his shit. I love his banksters. I love his art. But he seems to me like someone who is kind of bitter about it. Thought it would keep going and thought, and I get it. He thought we were birthing this kind of that internet culture was going to like really take over, and it would be like that punk rock spirit that it used to be, and it didn't happen. And it is still here, it's still alive, but it didn't happen the way he thought. So Brandon, I think there's regret and there's like anger and bitterness and all that stuff. But Max, I don't think so. and probably that's always there to a degree because it's human nature, right? But man, anyway, it's just a weird fucking world we live in, and I'm just in a place where I'm hating it to a different level. Woke up like full of fucking hate this morning. Just did, and I think I will for a while. But I don't know. You know what? I use that to like, I use that as fuel. Neo, I kind of dig this. NFT tech is not dead, but selling images is over. Actually, I agree and I totally disagree too. Totally, I agree and disagree. And yeah, the potential's bonked. The tech is so fucking cool. But the culture part is actually there right now, and I think people who are not paying, a ton of attention are just seeing very surface level stuff. Even if they're seeing good stuff, they see the surface of it. And they're not feeling what's actually happening. Just feeling like, yeah, I think NFTs are in a very good place. I think NFTs are in the best place they've been in since 2020. Maybe early 21 before it got like silly. I think NFTs are in the absolute best place. People collecting because they love it. And then on top of that, collecting because you love it and because you have good artists making very good art as collectibles, but then also using the tech to do cool shit with it. Right now, what's happening in the space is like the very blood and spirit of crypto art. Like, and especially what Modest is doing. Especially what Modest is doing calls back to me like CryptoPunks kind of stuff. And you know, some of the earlier generative art on-chain, like even like Max Kane stuff. Just like what's happening now, I think, is the most pure NFTs have been in years, and it feels really good. And I'm as bullish, more bullish than ever. Fuck the prices. Just bullish that you've got people that are here and collecting and loving it. And all of us that are doing it right now are not doing it for the quick flip. And even we don't, at this point, you don't even think the long-term flip. You're hoping whatever, because that's just part of it. You hope and whatever, but you're holding and you're collecting right now with the thought that you believe this most likely goes to zero and don't care. And to me, that's the best spot NFTs can be in. That's where you find the real fucking base of this thing, like the real fucking deal. I love that dude. I'll never submit to a homeless shelter. I'll die with Goldie in my arms, just like John. I love that. I love that dude. And Cosmos, hang on. I missed your first one. The worst part is these crazy fuckers must think they were chosen by God. Yeah, well, yeah, is that even like a Trump kind of comment too? And a lot they do. They actually, if that's Trump related or whoever else, I mean, I know people really do believe that. I own art from both of them. I like both of them, but disagree a lot of what they say. Yeah. Yeah. I'm right there with you. Um, Agreed. This is why I think NFTs are in such a good spot. OMB is that. A lot of what's on Bitcoin, the stuff that actually has community, is that, and that's not Node Monks. It's not. It is OMB and it is Sense in a different, different part of it, a different community, but that's like as pure as you get too. OMB is it. Yeah, it's awesome. No, above Trump. Okay, yeah, but even Trump too. But yes, above him. Yes, they think they're like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy shit, dude. But yeah, it gets me wanting to do something, and what that is or not is not things I'll talk about maybe ever, and maybe nothing I do ever. But it gets me thinking and realizing, okay, life is short. What's your duty and responsibility? Is it to make sure your kids have Robux and an iPad and fucking transportation to all that? And yes, it's that, but it's also, is it to like try to make a dent in your short time here? Try to like make some kind of change, try to like inspire, try to whatever, try to organize, try to any of that? I don't know. I think so. Question is, do you have the balls to do it? Do I have the balls to do it? And what is it? Don't know. Um, I agree with this too. This is the problem. We do have more power and influence. Yes. The problem is, it's kind of what I was saying like 10 minutes ago. It's like nobody believes we do. Nobody believes we do. And nobody, I think, wants to sacrifice what you got. Nobody kind of understands to what degree we are fucking in this box and playing a game that's all fake. I don't think like we know we're doing that, and also I think people don't really get how much we are, how how free we aren't, and how easy it would be to break through if we all did it. Like, man, it's actually possible. Dude, Cosmos, yes. Dude, yes. But it's all possible. Anyway, more on that soon or maybe never, but all I think about now, for good or bad. Anyway, uh, Night of the Seven Kingdoms was fucking amazing, dude. One of those things that keeps you in the box too. It's just like watching shit, consuming, whatever. But we got real life Game of Thrones playing out. And this is kind of ties more into our conversation. Real life Game of Thrones is happening, actually happening. So Khamenei's dead. It's confirmed dead. Bombs flying everywhere. I don't even know what a crazy thing. All the fake videos we see out there. I don't even know what's going on and what's real and how long people think this continues and how far it could like spread or if it's already like the worst is over. I have no idea, dude. No idea. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know. Um yeah. WEF want us to give it to them because they know what they're doing. Um do you think it's that they think they know better and they can like shepherd us the right way, or do you think it's like there's people who think it's like devil worship and shit like that. And I'm sure that's a real thing. I'm sure there's people in very powerful positions, like very powerful, that are that. But I don't know if that's them. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, real life Game of Thrones like actually happening. So Iran has a new Ayatollah. I know nothing about this guy. I don't know if he's pretty radical. No idea. No idea. Don't know if he's looking to continue the fight. Don't know if he's looking to um make a deal. I have no idea. Actually, we'll grok it. By the way, we'll get to death and taxes in a minute because what a fucking thing. What a thing. Yeah, who is this guy? Um, I don't know. I know nothing about this dude. More Illuminati worship than devil, man. He's considered a hardliner, a radical. Okay, so maybe it's like more of the same with them, meaning this thing probably continues. And like, dude, Iran is chucking bombs at. Hang on, I want to play some audio. But Iran is chucking bombs and missiles at Israel, and they're hitting in Dubai. That's weird seeing images out of Dubai. And where else have missiles fallen? But yeah, it's like it's spreading, and the thing I don't have a feel on is like, are they just like lobbing missiles and whatever hits and that's that, or do they have some kind of are they more coordinated and they can like step this thing up? I don't know how organized they are. But I'll say this: as bad as it is, I don't know if we know if this is good or bad until 10 or 20 years out. Like, I don't think we know. I don't think we know. If this scene is real, it looks real, but it's a good sign. Jews and Persians, say it again, Persian food's the best fucking food, and Persian people are fucking awesome. Known a couple people in my life, was good friends with one years ago, and just the coolest fucking guy. Like, good people. Um, so I'm happy if this is them getting freedom. Don't know if it's our place to be the freedom deployers. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But this is cool, and you take the wins where there's wins. Israelis or Jews and Persians in the street celebrating is cool. Like, is actually cool. I'm gonna play the clip. Imagine if they actually had a new. Yeah, okay, that's a great point because we're being told we're doing this to stop them because they're for 20 years now they're weeks away from having a nuke, right? We've been told that for decades. Weird. It's weird how that works, right? In 3 weeks or in 3 months, Iran will have a nuke. We gotta stop them, and then we do a thing, and we say, "Mission accomplished." And then, a year later, it's like, in 3 weeks, Iran's gonna have a nuke. And it's just over and over and fucking over. And, like, look, I wanna believe it, but all we've learned, for me, since 9/11 is to not believe them. And then after 9/11 and in the internet age, we learned of things that happened decades before that also was like, "Oh, shit, well, we learned it was this, but the reality is it was not that." It was not that. That was us, the bad guys. That was us, like, manipulating a thing. That was us, like, false flag. That's all I've learned, is that everything is that. Um, Learned it with the financial system here and bailouts that we see and who they're bailing out and what's like all that shit. So I'm like, don't trust them, don't believe them. They're not looking out for us. And then we saw it, especially with COVID, I think woke up a lot of fucking people, most people. So we saw it again with COVID, the bullshit. And to be very clear, and every time we talk about it, I'll say this: COVID, very real, and people definitely died, but saw it from like a little different perspective of when it was happening, and it was incredibly deadly when it first started. First off, where did it originate? All that shit. There's a strong case that it originated here in the States. But like when it started bubbling up and it was incredibly deadly, you had our government saying it's nothing. You don't have to worry about it. It's nothing. And it clearly was something to worry about. And then as it washes over the country and things are shut down and everything we're told we should do and can't do and all that stuff, there became a point where it was a lot less deadly. And we were told, no, it's so fucking deadly and you better wear a mask and stay 6 feet away from people and all these things. You're like, but it's not that anymore. It's already like mutated and it's not that. Still deadly, but not like what it was. And then it got to the point where it just wasn't deadly. And still they lied. And so they lied both sides. First saying it's a nothing burger when it was a huge burger. It was a big old burger. It's a big, juicy fucking burger. And then the other side of it, when it was less of a problem and they started saying it was a huge problem and everything they do is lie. Everything they do is lie. So in this case here, good or bad, I don't know. I just know that whatever they're telling us is the real reason and the story and what's the fucking threat. Don't believe them. But I'll take this little story here. You take the wins where you can find them, and this looks like a like that's cool. Yeah, it was a weird thing, dude. It was just a weird fucking thing. And I'll say fucking again. I know people who had family die of COVID, like, yes, with other things happening too, and they were older and stuff, but people died. COVID was what they caught, and then they died. And then our boy Cat's Fanatic, healthy dude, young dude, right? Like we know, you guys know Cats. Cats got fucked up. Cats was in the hospital, I think, in like the ICU. Cats almost died from COVID. Had nothing else going on, got COVID, almost died. So it's like it is a real thing. But everything they did because of it. And still, where did it start? How did it originate? All that shit. Like I trust nothing from these people. Um, Trust nothing from these people. Never will again. And now the Epstein stuff, right? Same thing. Trust nothing. And there's no accountability, and we don't do a damn thing about it, man. Nothing about it. Crazy. Iran's saying today, this is a few hours ago, trying to a friend of yours, dad passed during COVID from heart condition. They tried to label it COVID. Oh, yeah, wild. They tried to label it COVID. Yeah. Yeah. Just incredible fuckery, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then when it's past them, we're all like, whatever, can't do anything about it. We get like we don't understand how much we could do about it. We're scared. But man, then you got the people in Iran who aren't scared, and they've been protesting and getting fucking murdered for it, and they don't care. They just do it anyways. So what is it? I don't know. We know we don't want to give up comfort. I get it, but at some point, like the problem's also us. You know, it's crazy, dude. Hoods. Second vaccine triggered. Damn. So, like, also part of that COVID conversation is the vaccines, which also is another one of those things. You're like, they lied and it's fucking evil. And, you know, we didn't do anything about it. Well, you know what? We elected Trump, but Trump is the one who pushed the vaccines hard and fast. So, but yeah, we don't want to give up comfort while other people around the world say, I'll give up my life. Do they know they'd be giving up their life to just get what we have that we're complaining about too, though? I don't know. Again, I don't think there's an answer for this. I hope aliens come and fucking I don't know. Actually, I think that's what it'll take at this point. Um wow. Anyway, Iran's saying they're gonna go fucking hard today. Iran stated they're gonna hit very hard today, harder than they've ever hit before. They better not. Dude, they better not do that. But we'll hit them with a force that's never been seen before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So that was last night. Has anything happened? And I don't know. I don't know if anything's happened. So kind of ongoing. In fact, let me pop over to Mario Nafal. Let me pop over. Let's see what Mario's saying. Pakistan saying they stand with Iran. I think in Pakistan they're storming like the U.S. embassy or something like that, or were before. Yeah, I don't like. You know what's funny? We have so much info that it's just hard to keep up, and then there's so much fake shit in there. It's hard to know real, not real. But yeah, I wonder how the market's open tomorrow. CJ, are you here by chance? And if not, anybody here have a thought on what markets look like tomorrow? Iran just hit a French naval vessel in Abu Dhabi. Um, yeah, it's crazy. U.S. bombs Iran. Countries affected: Iran, Israel, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, Iraq, Syria, Cyprus, U.S. No problem. What's up, Moisty? What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. A rare fucking Moisty sighting. If you guys don't know Moisty, one of my like old OG idiot bros. Good fucking dude. What's up, Cold War? Good to see you, man. Um, God. I will share soon-ish why I'm in this headspace, especially right now. I'm in the headspace. Um, and I'll explain why. Not that it fucking matters, but I'll explain why I'm waiting to talk about it too. It's very specific reasons, but like I mentioned like months ago, my life's about to get real fucking weird, and I think it's very close to that now. Very like fucking very close. Kind of at the very start of it now, and I'll explain it all. I'll probably do it all publicly too. And part of me is super excited for it. Yeah, fucked up thing. This is the funniest shit, by the way. Yeah, what could Trump tweet that calms the markets? Yeah, that's a great question. Chad, what's up, man? Iran state media claims the Islamic Revolutionary Guard targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln. Interesting. Did it hit? When do you know, Chad? How long ago was that? Trump was the one saying it was nothing on the news the other. Wait, Trump was the one saying it was nothing on the news the other day when doctors CDC was saying it was. He sold the supplies before it. I watched him every day on the news saying it was nothing. He did say it was nothing at first. He absolutely did. But this is where I think there's a problem. He was saying it was nothing when it was something. Like right when it first started, it was incredibly deadly. It wasn't old people with comorbidities that were dying. It was young people. It was people in their 30s dying. This is back in like November, December 2019. Like it was very fucking deadly. And then and right, that's how it started. It was very fucking dead. And back then there were reports coming out. This was like, I'm trying to think, there was some like prestigious university in Australia who was doing numbers, and they're like, dude, if we don't check this, this is going to be like millions dead across the world, like millions and millions and millions. And this was again very, very early. And that's when Trump, our government, was saying it's nothing. And Like, look, I'm looking at him like, that's not nothing. This is me and Henry were like, dude, it's prep time. Dude, it's fucking prep time. It was definitely something very early on. And then it kind of quickly enough, within 6 months, became nothing. Close to nothing. It still was a thing, but it was right. But Trump was saying it was nothing when it was definitely a thing. Definitely a fucking thing. Um, so yeah. Dude, yeah. Trying to yes into something, a different form. And a form I'm looking forward to. You know, I say this to myself a lot. This will sound fucked up, okay? I have a friend who had a family member pass away. This is gonna sound so fucked up. And I saw how it changed him for the better. Not that anybody wants that or that it wish it on anybody, but I saw how, look, the most successful people in life have had fucked up upbringings and have had really challenging things in their life, right? It's just kind of a thing. The more challenges you face, usually the better of a person you become if your goal is to like learn from it and overcome it or whatever. Saw this guy within the past year go from awesome guy, just good guy, great, what he does, but like just normal, great guy, normal, great guy. And I saw him go through after that challenge, going from like normal, great guy to like super powered, super motivated, like nothing stands in his way. Overachiever's not the right word. It's just like just so fucking dialed in. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I need something to wreck me. I need something to fucking like just absolutely destroy my life to then take the next step. It sounds crazy, but like it's also real. It makes sense. And I've had that moment not often in my life, a couple times. Had a weird upbringing. I think all of us did, but that helped shape me early on, and I didn't do anything with it. The only other time I've had something that shaped me and it was traumatic or whatever wasn't actually traumatic, but it's like this will say, it'll sound nuts, but if you've done this, you get it. Psychedelics. That is a very traumatic experience. And that's why most people go through psychedelics and they come out a much better person. You just do. It's overcoming like this kind of crazy fucking trauma that you bring on yourself, right? And I'm like, dude, I need trauma. I don't want it, but I need it. So this thing that's coming is like, I'm like, I need it. And I can't wait for it. And it's going to be the worst fucking thing to happen in my 45 years, probably. It's going to be up there. And I can't wait. Um, Dude, have you seen the reports? I feel like one of you guys told me the reports that it actually came out of a lab in North Carolina. Have you guys seen that? By the way, this is funny as shit. There's whatever's that really the Fairmont Palm Hotel in Dubai, like that iconic hotel in Dubai got hit with a missile. And then it's people leaving these reviews. I don't recommend it. A rocket hit our room. No air defense system. People are so fucking funny. COVID on North Carolina lab. Dude, there are stories out here that are very kind of buried. Like I never heard of this till somebody here mentioned it in the chat. But former director of the Center for Disease Control made a direct accusation that COVID was started in a lab at UNC Chapel Hill. Pretty interesting shit, right? Maybe doing some game of function kind of research there. Maybe it started there before it spread in China. Maybe there's like a relationship between them and that lab in China. Maybe. But that's really fucking interesting, and that's never talked about. It's never talked about, dude. It's wild. Awful. What's the story there, man? Do you think that's real? Gainsey's right in the thick of this, by the way. I mean, Gainsey lives in. Does he live in Tel Aviv? I think he might live in Tel Aviv, but he's got he's got missiles overhead often. Um, but yeah, I don't think this ends this weekend, right? The Israeli military is hoping to call up 70,000 reservists. And where does it go from here? I don't know. I don't feel like Iran has a lot of allies. Then again, North Korea is their ally, and so is Russia, and so is China. And like, when does China start making their move on Taiwan, right? And there's just so many things in motion, right? I think we're in World War III, by the way. Just feels different, looks different, right? But I think we're in World War III. I think so. Also reported that U.S. strikes on Iran used Claude. Community note, I want to check. The post includes that Claude will be phased out. Okay. Yeah. So this is the community note is just that, yeah, the US government still is using Claude. But yeah, use Claude. I don't know how exactly. Okay. Used for intel purposes, used for assessment, target identification, simulating battle scenarios. Can you imagine simulating a battle scenario with an LLM? As much as I wrestle with this shit, I don't know who that is, but you know who I do miss, and I wonder how she's doing is Netso. You know her, I think, right? Awful Eye. Remember Netso? She's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome lady who's disappeared for like almost a year at this point. Maybe it's been a year, but like awesome woman lives in Iran and she shut down her X account because like scared of like a lot of shit going on. And I don't know if she was protesting and stuff. Hope she's okay. No, I don't think anybody's heard from her in a year, but she's awesome. Um, so yeah, we're using AI, of course. Like, why wouldn't we? No one will top Netso for me. She's awesome. She's my favorite. No, she's just cool. She's just cool as shit. I wonder how she's doing. I hope she's all right. Actually, does she have her? I wonder if she's ever brought her account back. Nah, she's gone. Yeah, it's not her. So I wonder. Um, that's an interesting. That's an interesting market, by the way. Will the Polymarket CEO or Anthropic CEO be arrested? Right, like Anthropic's being labeled a supply chain threat. Don't know. That's an interesting market. I doubt it, but don't know. Kind of interesting. Claude is the number. You know, I need to check. Claude is the number one app on the App Store. I'm going to peek because I'm making that switch right after OpenAI, and we've got some OpenAI kind of things to talk about. Sam Altman's making some posts. Um, Claude is the number one app. I'm going to install it now, and I am migrating off ChatGPT, and that might be a today thing. The top three apps, by the way: Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. What's after that? Free Cash, Threads, Timu, CapCut. Yeah, but the top three apps are Anthropic, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. Wild. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I don't even remember if I'm paying for like the low, the lowest subscription. I don't remember, but I got to do the 200 plan. Although Trislet mentioned yesterday, there's a much cheaper way to do it, so I got to hit it. I got to hit that dude up. So many have given up on this space. Cleared up a bunch of old TG chats. Most of them were deleted accounts. Yeah, fuck, I hate TG. But number one, I'm gonna make that move over. What I'm really excited about. Oh yeah, this is cool by the way. 700,000 plus users dropped ChatGPT yesterday. That will keep going up. I'm canceling mine. I think my brother said he's canceling his. I think a lot of people are canceling their ChatGPT subscriptions. Good. Fuck them. Sam Altman had some tweets out here and he's doing some damage control because people are like spooked by what he's saying, right? He spooked when this fucker comes out and says, yeah, no, the Department of War is fully with us. We are on the same page that you can't use tech for surveillance and you can't use it for blah blah blah. You're taking life, and it's like, bro, come on. Like, I hate when we're talked to like we're fucking stupid. Just say, dude, yes, it's going to be used for that. Yes, say it's necessary. I can disagree with you about that. Say it's necessary. Say we have to protect people, and then we can just debate and say, but it's bullshit. Like, we should take that risk for freedom, right? That's the thing you give up. You give up some security for the freedom. I'm like, I am willing to give that up. I am. Talk about it like that. Don't lie and say, no, no, no. Surveillance is a big no-no. Come get the fuck out of here. Dude, Mike, yeah. Yeah, I'm due. Yeah, I gotta get some mushrooms, but I think DMT is gonna be the way to go. What's up, Iraq? Good to see you, brother. So he does this, and it's like, it's such bullshit. So in an AMA, because people like see through the bullshit, it's so obvious. Um, whoever this is, who is that? Um, I don't know, Katrina. Here's Katrina. Badass E-Rock. We'll get to that shortly too. I did as well. I think you guys saw at this point. I bought a Grail. I bought what I believe is the Grail of that collection. I bought what I believe is the one NFT that represents the whole collection. Grail of the Grail. I believe it's so strong. After 20, I would say at this point, what did this mint on Tuesday? Did it mint Tuesday or Wednesday? Whatever the mint date is, I mean, I don't think it's exaggerating to say I've probably scrolled that collection for 20 to 30 hours. And that's not you guys saw, right? You didn't see that I've done that 3 or 4 or 5 times more just on my own. Scroll, 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 click, scroll, look, scroll, email, tweet, look, scroll. I probably did 20 to 30 hours of it. And I finally found a piece and I saw it the second I did this after the stream. As soon as we ended, I just kept scrolling. I saw it and I'm like, oh my fucking Lord. Hadn't seen that one before. It's wild how you can scroll that much and still miss pieces. I saw a piece and I said, dude, I don't give a shit what the price is. I understand what that piece is. Yeah, maybe I should zap that, dude. It's this stuff here, right? Troy, that is the Ethos extension. I got to get rid of it. Dude, that's it. E-Rock. I was saying yesterday, I haven't done this since GVC. And I think at this point, I don't know if I could say I've done this more than GVC as far as the studying and scrolling. I did it a lot with GVC. It's okay, I'll make this point here. And I'm probably going to jump to this very soon now. But like that hoodie I bought, this is one of my methods. I buy above the floor when I spot something that I know right now is a Grail, but I know that down the road, a year down the road, it's going to be much more. And that hoodie was one of those. Scrolling. I see a hoodie at 0.8 and I'm like, dude, I get where this collection's going. I get that if this market gets hot, that's going to be a 4 to 5 ETH NFT. So very much like that, I'm scrolling Death and Taxes and I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, I get where this is going. I get the potential here. And I'm like, if this goes there, this NFT is also a 3, 4, 5 ETH NFT. Did the same thing. I do this with collections. And I don't do that with everything. I do it when I feel there's a unique collection. And that comes around once a year, once every few years. GVC was that. Death and Taxes, I believe, is that too. Okay. Fuck Sam Altman. Damage Control. I'll tell you, E-Rock, if anybody tries telling you, because when I was trying to sell that, I had guys telling me, hey, the last one sold for this. I'll give you 1.6. I'll give you 1.5. Don't let anybody tell you that thing will not fetch you 4 to 5 ETH. It will. If GVC keeps doing what it's doing, and if the market can pick up, it's going to get 3 to 5 ETH was always my target with that. Hoodies don't listen to anybody saying there's more hoodies because the hoodie down don't count. Hoodie up is the Grail trait. It's going to sell as much as I think the Cosmics sell. I believe that. You've got a Grail. Don't let anybody tell you that's not a 3 to 5 ETH piece. It is. I'm trying to remember if there were any bigger points here, but the biggest point is him coming out trying to defend what they're doing. And again, there's no surveillance, none of that shit. No, fuck him. There's no bigger liar on the planet. And I think one of the most evil fucking people on the planet. Dude, it is, I think, the best hoodie up. I think it's the best. It's the cleanest hoodie up, and like that does matter. Dude, out of all the hoodie ups, 90% of them have glasses on or closed eyes or a mustache, which it sounds silly, but it's not. Like I get this shit very, 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 very deeply. Because of what he looks like, he appeals to everybody. Because he's so plain, he's so clean. There's very few that have just the face. Most of them have glasses or mustache or something, or have a wink or something. He's the cleanest hoodie. And I know because I've DM'd people, over the year that also agree. I think he's the best hoodie up. And you can make the case for like a gold hoodie there's a couple that are also very clean like him, but there's like 3 of them or 2 of them. There's not many. He's better than he's one of the best in the collection, period. And the guys who aren't saying anything are the guys who know. You're hearing from people who don't get it. By the way, I'm meeting a lot of people in NFTs who trade NFTs and are active in buying, and they do this, who I also get like don't quite get it. They're very close. Like they understand it pretty well. They do it more than most people still, but they don't get, there's like a nuance to it too. What's up, Luke? Good morning. Anthropic did something badass, and this is going to help me with my move over. New feature lets you import your entire memory from ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. So my biggest issue, my biggest thing that wasn't going to hold me back, I was going to make the jump anyways, but I'm like, dude, I lose all my memory that I had with ChatGPT, right? The data moat's real, but I get to carry it over now. Get to carry it over. Copy paste the following prompt into ChatGPT. Paste the answer into Claude's memory. So it's going to give me everything that I've done. That's badass. Everything I've done essentially with ChatGPT, I can now bring over to Claude. So for me, mostly newsletter and some research stuff and whatever. And I don't think that would be hard to train because I started with AI not in a great way. Like, right, I just, I'm not a power user. But now I can jump over to Claude and I think have a way quicker start. And it's going to know me much more. So I'm pumped about that. Just so fucking excited for that. Boy, just a quick, we're done with AI, by the way, for today, I think. But it's just going to get more weird. What's happening now is tip of the iceberg weird. It's just starting. It's just starting. Everything, the job losses, how great the tech is, the privacy security concerns, all that. It's just starting. Samsung announces AI-driven factories, aiming to have 100% autonomous manufacturing by 2030. 2030 is a major date. It is the target for a lot of things. And yeah, that target will move. It may move up. It may move back. I don't know. But 2030, it's not that far off. I think some of that stuff is possible. And then our final topic, maybe. We are going to get the SpaceX IPO possibly this month. Almost a $2 trillion valuation. This is also XAI is part of SpaceX now, right? So this is a big fucking thing. And I put this up here, guys, just to remind people that money's fake. That's it. The point is money's fake. If you think these numbers are silly, they are silly. They're not real. But also they're real because money will keep getting printed and printed and printed. It is a fake thing. It is a game. It is a rigged game. And it's part of why, it's a big reason why I'm so bullish on, I'm so bullish on NFTs. Is they're finite. Not the total supply, like obviously infinite NFTs, but stuff that comes from like a creative heart and soul and whatever, stuff like Modest is doing. It's not a lot of that. There's some, but there's not a lot of that. And you're starting to see where that makes a difference and why that makes a difference. And it does make a difference. I think Modest is about to lead us into and he's not going to lead. He's not that. But Modest is helping the NFT space reset, recalibrate towards what NFTs we were hoping would be. Somebody mentioned it earlier here, right? Art, but art that then becomes programmable. And it's just more pure. And it's like love of the game, of collecting, of enjoying art, of doing a thing communal with your friends, like all that shit. Dude, it's the best. Modest, I think, is going to be a big part of that happening. And it's funny how PFPs are like the vehicle, right? He's got so much art out there on chain, so much. He sells a lot of art. But it's just funny that PFPs resonate with us. And he was able to take his style and his approach and his flavor and his gamification that he does and deliver it through PFPs, which all of a sudden resonates with like just so much of the NFT space. And only, in my opinion, I think this is true. I'm betting on it. It's true. Only going to grow. I think that collection is, well, could we say now this is his breakthrough moment? Would people agree with that? Or do we think, has he not reached that yet? Because this was my bet. My bet was Death and Taxes is going to be the breakthrough moment for Modest. And I feel like it is because now I know so many more people who now know of Modest and also have collected Modest who never knew of him. And if they knew of him, they knew his name. They knew their friends talked about him. Now they know him. They've looked at his art. They love his art. And then a lot of them are collecting him now too. Some of them. I think that's going to grow. I think Modest is about to, I think he's broken through and just starting. Agree, disagree. Who thinks this is Modest's moment? Like he's having a breakthrough moment and that the breakthrough moment is just starting? Let me hear. I got to hear from you guys. You guys help me calibrate. I got to know if right or wrong, or if seeing it but just too early still. I think I'm right though. Hang on, I'm gonna chug this. Okay. We need to know how to value stuff. Like if you trade or barter, fiat distorts that ability. Yes, dude. Yes, dude. That's an awesome fucking statement. That's an awesome statement. I just like that NFTs kind of do that, and so does crypto. The market decides what a thing is worth. Like at any given moment, because they're so liquid, the market decides what your thing is worth at that time, at that exact moment. What's it worth? I think I've got this fantasy scenario, but it's not even fantasy, but I have this scenario where it's like trading services, goods for services via NFTs and crypto. Yeah, but NFTs, even like bartering. Hey, could you repair my car? I'll give you my access pass to this thing. I'll give you my like I think that happens, which would be fucking awesome. Anyway, okay. Kalshi apparently changed they've got a market on Khamenei out by April 1st. We saw the poly market version of it yesterday. Kalshi's version of it, I think they nuked the market because they don't have bets on death. Supposedly. So he's officially out of office because he's dead, but they don't resolve this to yes because he was killed. That's fucked. That's so fucked up. If that's true. If it's true. I don't believe much from Scooter, but so if he dies, the market will resolve based on this is from Kalshi. Doesn't offer markets that settle on death. If he dies, the market will resolve based on the last traded price prior to reporting, confirmed reporting of death. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I get it, because imagine if there were markets that resolved on death. People would die. So I get it. I totally fucking get it. But that's crazy work. Okay. On to death and taxes. I'm excited. Again, I bought a grail. I bought the grail. I'm so fucking excited for it. I have a really, really strong belief in what it's going to do. I do. Oh, wait, hang on. Am I not there yet? Hang on. Well, no, fuck it. We'll just jump. We'll just jump to it. And I don't think we're going to do too much death and taxes, but we got to review it. So, all right. Did you guys see what I grabbed yesterday? Did everybody, I tweeted it. I don't have that much reach, but we've been scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then we scrolled, and then we scrolled and scrolled, and then we scrolled, and then we scrolled and scrolled. We just kept scrolling. Floor hit an all-time high. It got to 0.66. Might have got to 0.67. Excuse me, 0.067. So hit an all-time high yesterday. We got our boy Sammy in yesterday. Sammy swept a bunch. Pulling back right now to 0.06. I think looking strong. Holders are up. Collections looking strong, man. Oh, wow. Holders, yesterday we were at 7 something. Holders now at 935. Really good to see that. Really good. Listing percent, I need to peek at. Let's see what we're at. Listed 17. So that's come down from yesterday too. So all of this heading in the right direction. Really, really good. Just want to see kind of what's out there right now. Love that. I love the astronaut version of that. For the most part, I've pulled all my bids. Because, right, we scrolled for 5 hours yesterday. Bought 2 during the stream. Pretty much got confirmation that that one I was hunting is Michael Jackson, by the way. There's a few Michael Jacksons in the collection, but at this point, wow, dude, we're up to 0.8, and almost everything here I would consider floory. And by the way, nothing's a floor. Yeah. But pretty much everything here is got that same kind of like, well, I'll say palette. looks are different enough, right? I think everyone is unique. I would be happy owning every single one, any of them. They're so good. But we're at 0.08 and looking very samey. And like while we were live yesterday, we had points where it all looked samey, and then all of a sudden scooped up, and then you would get the whole floor was just all good shit. Like good looking unique stuff. Um we're not there now. It's very samey looking shit. The rare stuff's being picked over. And now we're getting up to 0.09. I want to see where the kind of very interesting looking shit start showing. Well, here's that OpenSea glitch. Okay. 0.09 is starting to look a little different. A little, but still not like what I'm looking for, which is the like, oh shit. Like the oh shit stuff. We're up 0.1 now. That one's cool. They're all cool. They really are all cool. But a lot of like still the same kind of palette. Some difference. Okay, here we go. We're at 0.11 and we're seeing like that's different and that's a little different. And this guy I just have always loved. Yeah, starting to get at 0.11. Some different stuff, but still not the oh shit stuff. That one's cool. Still not the oh shit. So let's just scroll a little more. Again, we're not going to scroll a ton today. We're at 0.15 almost. And now we're getting to some better, not better, but 0.14, 0.14, 0.14. Now we're starting to get to some of the variety and the color and some of the rarer traits. Cool. Yeah, basically 0.15 is where we're starting to get to the stuff that I would be throwing some offers at, right? This is awesome. That one I've had thrown offers at. There's an anonymous that probably is not labeled anonymous. Somebody fucked up by not submitting that one. Well, we think this one could change. So that could actually be a screaming deal. If that one changes to anonymous, then that one quarter ETH floor. But yeah, basically 0.15 is where you start getting some of the like, mid-tier variety. Like that one right there could have been Omen, but it didn't get the trait. This one here is a Halo, and it's a nice one. So we're 0.15 is where you start getting some of the nicer things. So yeah, scrolling yesterday, get off the stream, and I was pretty burned out, right? Just talking for 5 hours and scrolling. And by the way, it's like 2 hours prep before the stream. So 7 hours of just kind of here and scrolling and dialing in. That Bitcoin one's cool. There's only like 3 or 4 that have a Bitcoin logo. But I scrolled a little more. I just scrolled. And I think I'm actually happy that OpenSea glitched, right? That glitch we keep talking about where it keeps showing things that are priced higher in the wrong spots. I could be at like 0.1 and all of a sudden it's showing me stuff that's 1 or 2 ETH, right? It's just got this fucking glitch. Well, it did that. And I saw a piece that I hadn't seen before, which is so weird because the piece I saw was an anonymous. And I own an anonymous, and I've looked at the anonymous trait, just filtered those out, and I didn't fucking notice it. By the way, I can tell trait still didn't get updated because monkey still at 21, dog at 21. Anyway, I saw this piece, and I'm going to show you. And the second I saw it, and the price was way up there, it ended up being at the time, a top 3 sale, highest price sale. I saw it at the price it was at, and I bought it. And I'll walk you through the thought process. And it wasn't a deep thought process. And it didn't have to be because I understood the collection from 20 to 30 hours of scrolling it. I understood that piece. We're getting very used to what they look like, right? Rarer trait, but we're getting used to what they look like. Person, maybe some scenery in them, but often not. It's just, blank black background, cool looking person. And sometimes the person's distorted. Again, we're getting used to what they look like. They're just fucking awesome. So I wasn't scrolling anonymous. I just was scrolling, and all of a sudden a piece shows up. And by the way, this guy's mine too, and I fucking love him. So I looked at the anonymous guys. I love them. But as I'm scrolling, and you guys who are watching and have been saying I want something with scenery, this one popped up. This guy popped up. I had not seen this before. Somehow, some fucking way, I didn't see this before. I saw it pop up, and it's listed at 1 ETH. At 1 ETH. And I sat there and I'm like, holy fuck was my first reaction. Like, holy fuck. My reaction was like, holy fuck, where did this piece come from? And I was just sitting here, and this all happened so quickly. I'm like, out of this entire collection, a collection that's about death and taxes and avoiding them, and politicians and bureaucrats and commoners and all this stuff, and then Anonymous plays so heavy. I think Anonymous is maybe for me the coolest trait in the collection, just because it plays so much into this story, but then into real life and a lot of what we do here in crypto and try to be anonymous or wish we could be anonymous. It just plays into so much. And, again, a lot of that's personal. I wish I was anonymous, but I saw this piece and holy fuck, it hit so hard after seeing thousands of outputs. And when this came across, I said, I haven't seen one like that. I haven't seen one that in one picture represents the entire collection, not just the character, but where he is and what it looks like he's doing. And I'm like, if I could sum up Death and Taxes, the collection, in one image, it's that. It's that. And I'm sitting, I'm watching, and this is, by the way, going in, and it's all happening so fast. But I'm like, we've already seen a sale for 1.5 ETH of a monkey. We've already seen another sale for 1 ETH of probably a monkey as well. We've seen guys who are collecting like Pebbles who has 700. And so we're seeing there's very rich collectors collecting the shit out of this thing. I see this at 1 ETH and I'm like, I need it. I need it because I understand Modest. I understand his collectors. I understand what kind of money people are throwing at this already. And then I start thinking, okay, if you have the opportunity to get what I believe is the piece that represents the entire collection, and I've had after the fact other people say that too, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. At 1 ETH, I'm like, don't throw an offer, because we played that game yesterday. I was chucking offers and then people would buy the one I wanted, right? People would buy. I'm like, don't play games. Don't throw 0.8 at him. Don't throw 0.6. I wasn't going to do 0.6, right? But I'm like, don't throw 0.7. Don't throw 0.8. Don't throw 0.95. Don't play fucking cute with this. Because if you do that and this gets scooped, your once in a year kind of opportunity or once every few year opportunity to get a grail is gone. I'm like, do not fucking play games with this. I'm like, if you got it and you're willing to gamble and this is playing the risk reward thing, do I think there's downside here? Absolutely. Do I think the upside on something like this is it's looked at as a modest grail, that it's looked like as like other modest NFTs, like ones he has that sell for multiple ETH? Do I think it very likely will be that? Is that already? Yeah. It happens so quick just to be able to process it. And you can't do that. You can't process it unless you have already known Modest for a bit. You know his collector base. You know what people are thinking. You know how people are collecting him. You have to know it like very comprehensively. So I did, and I saw it, and I said, no offers, buy. That was it. Exactly that, right? Do I want to miss it? So like I did with the one Henry bought, do I want to miss it because I didn't want to pay 0.03 more, right? Like $60 or whatever. Do I want to miss that over $60? Do I want to miss this? Something that I think could be like 5 ETH or 3 ETH or whatever, right? Do I want to miss that because I want to save $200? Like, do you play? No. And I was so sure of it, and I'm just as sure right now that this is the grail of the collection. Again, I think it represents the entire story, the entire aesthetic. To me, this represents everything about Death and Taxes. I'll say again, 1 ETH, crazy expensive, third highest sale. But when I look at that opportunity, when I know others have sold for more, I'm like, this is one of those gambles you take. If you can take that gamble, you do it. The downside is what? The floor is 0.25 right now. Dump it into at the floor right now. It sells in an instant. I lose 0.75. Really, it's so good. I imagine I could dump it at, I could put it at 0.5 in an instant. I'm down just 0.5, right? Really, I think it could list at 0.75 and it's also gone in an instant too. I'm like, I think of course there's downside risk. And of course the market could nuke tomorrow and nobody's buying any NFTs. It could be zero tomorrow. It could be completely liquid. But I don't think that's how it plays out. So I bought it and it triggered kind of the rush you saw yesterday. This was kind of the start. So I bought it 1 ETH, heart's pumping, understanding I think this is a grail. I think this, I do. There's nothing in the collection that looks like that. A lot of, characters, and there's characters with scenery, but none that are that. That's different. So I bought it, and I'm going to scroll back to what the activity looked like just after, because it kicked off a flurry of big buys. In fact, even just sorted by anonymous, right? So I bought it for the 1 ETH. Immediately after, that buyer went back and swept. So I bought that for 1 ETH right away. One sold for 0.1, and then seconds or a minute after that, 0.18, 0.18, 0.189, 0.9, 0.19, 0.19, 0.19, 0.28. A whole flurry of anonymous being scooped up. G Pebbles got another. This is the guy who sold it, Rare Pattern. He went and he took that full ETH and he put it right back into the collection. He's a very good trader, a very good collector. That's what I need to see, is guys who do understand this market and understand modest. They're not extracting. He thinks this has got a lot more upside. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put that full ETH he made. He wouldn't have put it right back in the collection if he thought he was going to be. Look, he's doing what I did. It's like there's downside risk for sure, but the upside, it's absolutely there. He put it right back in. Now, if I go and scroll below, though, so when I bought that at that point, again, I think we had 3 sales over an ETH. So the 1.5 ETH monkey and something else that went for an ETH, and I think mine was the third highest sale at that point. But I want to show just what the activity looked like just after. And I do think that one just kind of got people excited, and it got people buying grails. And here we are now, 0.06. And I think grails are just very quickly coming off the market. When did I buy that? I think it's actually a little up. Let me see. Here we go. So let's zoom in a little. Actually, you know what? Let's go full screen. Just make it easier to see. Pull the chat down too. Okay. So here we go. 1 ETH. There's my buy. Again, big buy. I almost never buy like that, right? So a year ago, I did it with Erock's hoodie. Same thing. I'm like, it's way above the floor, but I totally get where this collection is going. And by the way, I think this is going to be very similar to GVC. I don't know floor where it ends up. I just don't know, but very GVC to me. This has got a fuck ton of upside, this collection. So 1 ETH, and then what? Word starts spreading. Here's the, his rebuying. So we get that just sweeping up of other rare things. Cash printer grabbed, what was that? A thug, a rare thug. Then we get a quarter ETH sale from somebody else for a politician, a bureaucrat politician. We're seeing a lot of rares getting pulled off. Here's a quarter ETH sale. Oh, this is within, the first hour after that sale. So a quarter ETH sale, a 0.21 ETH sale. This triggered a flood of rare and grail sales. And then some sweeping too. Again, Sammy swept up. He bought, I think, 30 or 50. Here's a basically 0.2 ETH sale of an anonymous. Here's another anonymous that went to 0.19, 0.2. We'll keep going. Here's 0.37 that happened just after. It's a joker, 0.13, 0.14. It just keeps going, and it's all day long. 0.15. 0.21, another anonymous. Right? Anonymous, I think, just on its own, anonymous represents this collection. I think I think politician or bureaucrat does too. Politician. Maybe even thug, but politician really represents this collection well too. But I think anonymous is kind of the face of the collection. Kind of. Here's 0.22, 0.19. This is all yesterday, just within the a few hours after that sale. 0.12, 0.19. But I'm going to keep going because we saw some other big sales. We saw some other 1 ETH sales. It really kind of kicked this into gear, and people are like, oh, okay. There's a moment you got to wait and watch, and you're like, okay, is it going to do this thing? Are there people willing to really get up there and spend? And it was like it broke through, and it made people realize, yes, okay, finally, yes, I get it. I think people are going to spend. So we saw a 1 ETH sale of this Reaper, fucking badass one too, badass 1 ETH. 0.15, 0.16, 0.12, 0.11. I mean, they're just flying. 0.14, 0.32, 0.29. This thing is doing what GVC did. And I think it's doing it faster than GVC did. 0.14, 0.15, 0.13. I feel like we had another sale close to an ETH. I know I saw 0.69 for a clown. And I'm not sure if we had many more after that. Here's 0.21. Here's 0.3. And, you're getting there's 0.3, 0.32. And you're just getting the idea. The thing happened yesterday where people realized, all right, it's a loved collection. It's a fun collection. You've got whales in it. And not like the art collecting whales. You got guys who are like the PFP kind of trading whales also doing it too, meaning there's volume common, there's alpha groups in it, there's all right. And there's some hurdles here too still. Like technical hurdles, also the distribution is still a problem. That there's like all things considered, very few people holding. There's 0.11. That one, for whatever, reminds me of Henry, like looks like him. 0.11. Yeah, somewhere in here there was a 0.69 or a 0.7 ETH sale of a clown. It's wearing a McDonald's costume or outfit, I mean. But yeah, 938 holders, way up like 20% in the past day, which is awesome. But that's not good enough. And when you got a guy like Pebbles who has 700 of these, it's a problem, but it's also not if he's a collector, is collecting modest and holding long term. And he might be. He might be. I think we're in good hands with these type of collectors. I think they're like smart collectors. They're not going to crush the floor because they're not in it for that. They're not in it because they need the money. They're in it first because they like collecting. And this is why I think NFTs are in such a good spot right now, is because these are the kind of collections doing well. The ones that have like people who love collecting first see the opportunity in it second. If the money side weren't there, I think all these guys would be buying one or two or a few just to have and collect modest because they love modest work. So we'll see what I do with that piece. I think instantly I could sell it for 1.5. I do because I think it didn't have any eyeballs on it. I just think nobody saw it really. I think that's the problem. It was listed for 0.6 the day before, right? I just think nobody had really seen it. I didn't see it. I have no intention to sell it now, and I probably will one day, but also, like, let's see what happens with this collection. Like, let's see. Part of the other thought process, too, and this is worth mentioning as well, just like to share what I do and how I think about it so other people who try to do this or do it, it's good when we share how we do it. As I'm thinking about this at 1 ETH, I'm just trying to think, well, what am I coming out of pocket with it? Can I cover it all right now if I really needed to or wanted to, right? And I look at the other anonymous, had a quarter ETH offer. I'm like, okay, well, I can sell that, and already I'm just down or out 0.75. But then I'm like, well, I could sell 2 of these and get 0.1, and I could sell 2 more and get 0.2 total, and I could sell 2 more and get to 0.3. And I start adding it up. I'm like, I could sell the anonymous and like 6 of the other ones, and I can have only a half ETH of exposure, or I'm only in for half an ETH. And I'm like, at that point, I'm kind of break even. It's just doing the numbers in your head. I'm like, basically, if I sell some of these, I'm completely even and have a fleet of like just great guys, or even if I ride the one. So it was easy for me to make that case, and I did it so quick because I think that would have gone. If I didn't grab him, somebody would have. I'm very sure somebody would have grabbed him in an ETH if I didn't. And I think he's got some upside. Now the game is the final 69 pieces that stand get animated, right? Would he be better animated? Would he be better playing the game? Would that take him to true Grail level, or is he already a Grail? Just because it's so unique and so good looking, right? Is he already a Grail? And I'm lean that way, that I think I don't pay the tax. He's insured, I think. He's insured. I think I'm not paying taxes. I think. He's a bureaucrat, though, so he's got a big role to play in the game, too, as in I think I can audit 3 people a day. I think that's how it works. Do I play the game and try to push to have him in the final 69 and get him animated, and then he becomes a super, super Grail, I think? Or is he just a Grail all on his own as is? And I think he is. I think all on his own, he's a Grail. But I'm actually starting to consider finding a team of people, right? I might put this out there. Team of people. Who wants to partner up and share ownership of him? And somebody's going to have to fund playing the game. But in the end of the game, we'll split the cash prize and we'll share the piece. It would be pretty fucking cool. And I might end up floating that out there in some of these groups. Because that'd be pretty fucking interesting to give somebody else exposure to it, but somebody who's got the money to do that, but also co-own it. That'd be pretty interesting. So I'll see if anybody bites. And also, I don't care if that doesn't happen. I don't mind getting exited day one and insurance. So he looks like that always. And just, I look at him very much as he's a modest 1-1 that I think is one of his best. So um, we'll see. We'll see how that game goes. Most of them I will let die. In fact, I still think I'm going to sell like 4 of them on the floor. And maybe today's not even a bad day to do that. But, my 4, these 3, and this guy, I just think they'll probably go on the floor and I recover zero point 0.2 ETH. I got to think how much I've spent altogether. 1 plus 0.1 plus 0.07 plus, 0.01 to 0.05. Altogether, I'm probably in for 0.13 or 0.14, maybe at the most. Yeah, I'll do these numbers later. And then this is my big X factor. If this gets recategorized to monkey, which I submitted, all of a sudden, right, the monkeys are the ones that are going, actually, let me show you monkeys. And then we'll move off this because I think we've done this to death, which it deserves every bit of time it gets talked about anywhere. But let me show you monkeys again, just so you can see again part of the thought process of why I thought that was a pretty, I don't want to say safe play, but I think still a good play. Like, it was a thoughtful play. Like I did it on purpose. The highest sale before was a monkey. People love monkeys. So here's the monkeys. The monkey floor is 3.69 ETH. So also, as I'm buying that piece in that process, I'm like, if the monkey gets categorized as monkey, submitted, I think he's a monkey. He is a monkey, but let's see if it happens. If he gets it, I'm like, then I flip him and he covers it and everything else I've done, and then I'm riding free. And those monkeys, by the way, are selling for 1 ETH. That's yesterday. 0.89, that's yesterday. 0.79, that's a day ago. 1.5 is the highest sale in this collection 2 days ago. 1.15, right? So since 2 days ago, between basically 0.8 and 1.5 ETH is the monkey. Again, I think the monkey pays for it too. So that's the thought process going in. And we'll see if it plays out. There's a chance it doesn't get recategorized, and what? He'll fetch more than a floor, but maybe he doesn't fetch an ETH. Maybe he doesn't even fetch a half ETH. I don't know where this settles when the game starts playing. I don't know what prices we'll see. But he'll fetch me, 0.15, 0.2, I bet, even without the trait. So we'll see. What I don't know is, and I heard Anon talking about this yesterday, I got to understand when the game is live, can you trade them? Like when the game is live, can you trade them? If you're being audited in the game, can you trade them? Is somebody going to want to buy one that's getting audited? Is somebody going to want to buy one that's knocked out of the game? Like there's enough stuff there that I'm not sure about, but especially if stuff is locked at any point during the game, and it might be, that's where I start thinking like, okay, we got to be smart with, if we're trying to sell some, you got to be smart and maybe sell before the game. If they're locked and there's periods of time where you can't trade them, then all of a sudden, if you're playing the game, maybe you can't sell them. I think you can, but maybe you can't. Maybe you can only sell them when they're eliminated from the game. So it's something to consider. In fact, you know what? Let me see quickly if Modest has a post about that, because that's a really fucking important part. So let me see. Can you sell them if they're playing? It might be on the site. Let me peek. Okay. Citizens are tradable. They're not soulbound. Trading continues during gameplay. Okay. Okay. I think they just trade like normal. Your responsibility to check if they're paid or delinquent. Because if you buy one that somebody hasn't paid, you could get audited right away and get knocked out right away. I believe most people are not playing the game, though. I think so. And when I was listening to his spaces yesterday, I think the takes I heard were kind of wrong. I think they were saying like, okay, they were talking kind of about prices and like what it looks like during the game. And they're like, it'll be more interesting after when people are just trading for the art. And I'm like, I think that's not right. I think there's not a lot of people that are going to play the game. You'll have a couple hundred, which by the way, I mean, that's, 20% of the people holding maybe. Most people are doing it for the art right now. Everybody I know that's bought is not playing the game. And that's kind of including me. I'm not planning on playing the game unless I get a partner. So like that statement about, yeah, but the prices will be this because the game, and then after people will maybe collect for the art. And I'm like, bro, they're only collecting for the art right now, minus some of the whales, right? But I would bet you 75% of the people buying this are buying for the collectability, for the art. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when the game's live and if that does shit to prices. I do think it'd be interesting, and I might do this. Again, I'm thinking of my strategy. Do I put that guy, that anonymous, in the game? Do I pay a few days of taxes? And is that the best time to sell him? And I think there's a case to be made there. I think it's like pay maybe a week worth of taxes, get him far enough in the game, right? What's up, CJ? Good morning, man. We're talking overthrowing the government. We're talking, started weird. It's less weird now. But yeah, I'm like, okay, what if I pay his taxes for the first day and then the second and the third? What if I go a week paying those taxes, which would end up being like, we might get to the point where it's like almost 0.01 a day to keep him in the game. But is that the point where I sell him where other people are like, well, shit, he's still a player. Fucking love that. I'm going to put my money way behind this so I can like win the game. And if you want to get one animated, you go for the Grail and get the Grail animated. So I'll pay for him. Actually, thinking about it out loud here, I will pay for him at the start because I think that's more attractive to people who want to play the game, who've got like some of these guys got millions of dollars and are planning to play the games with millions. Well, so will they throw some millions behind? I think, to me, the best one in the collection. So I'll keep him in the game and so I can feel it out. The fact that he's bureaucrat too means he's just got a different use in the game too. He's going to help knock other players out. So I will pay the tax on him when we start, at least a few days, maybe a week. And then beyond that, we got to feel out the game. But good spot to be in. Happy with the trade. I think it was the right move. And ultimately, we'll see if it was the right move. We'll see. I've pulled almost all my offers. The offers I have are below the current offers out there, or basically right there. So none of these will get accepted. The only one I'm tempted to still keep pushing on is the Michael Jackson one. I love it, but I don't have that strong pull to do it anymore. Like I did, I don't anymore. I've got my Grail. I don't care. It would be cool. Would be cool though, but don't have it. So there we go. Love it. Moving on. X is apparently banning like paid sponsored, whatever shit. I don't know if they really are, but paid sponsored crypto posts are going bye-bye. So Kook tweeted that out, and who is that? Cointelegraph tweeted that out too. And I don't know if it's real, as in it's in the terms, but I think has been for a while. I don't think it's a new thing. And so like, did something change here with crypto Twitter? In a way, I hope so. I hate paid posts, dude. I hate them. I've done a couple in a way, like right when I had like a sponsor of the show for, a month or so. It's business and whatever, but I don't like it. And I like that most of them are not flagged or whatever, but that's a thing and it's worth keeping an eye on. And we're just getting back. If it's real and they enforce it, look, we're getting back to the best part of NFTs then. I mean, we're getting back to just doing stuff organically. People buy what they want to buy, not because it's getting shilled by influential accounts over and over. They're buying it because they heard about it and they like it. That simple. The end. That fucking simple. So it's a beautiful fucking thing. I think, man, I'll just say it again. I think NFTs as a whole are in the best spot they've been in for years. And I'll say this, the people who are not in them and think they're dead and don't want to touch them and whatever, I think those are the people we don't want in right now. No, you know what I mean? Like, no, and if you're not buying, no offense, but also I kind of mean it. Like, I think the people who don't want it right now are the people who are looking to do it just to make money, just to flip, or, less in it to collect. And that's totally fucking fine. That's totally fucking fine. But if you want to build something that's sustainable, kill the game stuff. And by games, I don't mean like on-chain games that are cool. I mean, kill the fucking what mechanics can we do to push floor prices and whatever. And even parts of that is fine. There's an art to that too. But we want real people who are never going away. Bull market, bear market, doesn't matter. They're here because they are a collector. And that's what we have right now. More than we've ever had before. More than they had back in the day with CryptoPunks. Right? A few dozen people, maybe a couple hundred people in the world doing that. We have thousands now. Thousands. We are literally consolidating right now. We're a chart. If we're a chart right now, we're consolidating. We're consolidating now for a couple years. And maybe we're at the end of consolidation. I don't believe that. I think we consolidate for years still. But at some point, what's happening here, the people who are here to make money and extract, who aren't doing NFTs now, again, insist they're dead, and they're fucking not. NFTs are in the best spot they've been in years. But at some point, those guys are like, fuck, I keep hearing about it. I know my boys are saying they're making money. They got that's cool art, yes. And at some point, they're like, fuck it, I'll buy an NFT. I'll buy one. Oh, fuck it, I'll buy one. It's 0.01. I'll buy one. They'll do this, by the way. This will happen. They're like, 0.01, I'm going to buy one. Fuck it. I used to love NFTs. They're stupid now, but I'll buy one. 0.01, whatever. And then they're going to catch that bug again. They're going to catch that. They'll be like, well, fuck. I mean, I do like the art. They're like, well, fuck, hey, somebody offered me 0.05. Well, shit. I might take that. But then all of a sudden, that thing's going to happen. They're going to be like, oh. They're going to be like, well, I think this one actually is going to 0.1. And it's like, I don't think I'm going to sell yet. But like, fuck that. I'm going to do it. Trust me, I'm going to be taking profits, right? It's going to catch them. It is going to get every single person who traded NFTs before. They will come back. It's a matter of when. We keep doing shit like we're doing the past few months here, really since GVC. We keep doing shit like this. Great collections, great people collecting to collect. They're going to come back. The longer they're out, the better. Now, even the Magic Eden thing plays into it. You make this harder for people to get into, which, by the way, this is the story. Magic Eden sunsetting Bitcoin and EVM marketplaces. I mentioned this last Monday. Before it was announced, it's officially here. And I did not know EVM marketplaces too. I knew the Bitcoin stuff was going away. I didn't know EVM marketplaces also going bye-bye. This is the most bullish thing for NFTs to me. Hang on, I think I'm going to start losing my voice. Hang on. If what I'm saying is true, is in what's happening in Death and Taxes is beautiful because it's pure, because it's just people who love NFTs. And it's challenging, kind of. It's a challenging collection to look at and be like, I love it. It isn't that for me when it started. And for most people, it took me a little looking over. I'm like, oh, shit, I get it now. The more challenging it is, the more you keep out people who just, are in it for the flip and the trade and the whatever. By the way, that's all fine. But you want pure NFT collecting and all that back. Death and Taxes is beautiful for it. That is too. Have fewer options to trade, which, by the way, in the long run, no, you want more. But just the point here is make it harder to get into this stuff. Make it where you got to love this shit to go seek out where to do it. That's what you want. When you do that, that's how you curate great collectors. That's how you do it. So yeah, Bitcoin and EVM marketplace is going bye-bye. In this week, I think officially this week, the Bitcoin marketplace is going away. Maybe it's next. No, I think it's this week. Bitcoin marketplace going bye-bye. We got the full story for Magic Eden. Let me find that. Let me find the Magic Eden story, because like getting the dates right kind of helps. But yeah, it's this week. I'm pretty sure it's this week. It's weird, man. Kind of fuck Magic Eden, kind of. It's a business decision, but the way they handled it's quite crazy. Okay, March 9th, marketplaces go away. So next week, next Monday, they're gone. No more trading ETH NFTs, Bitcoin NFTs on Magic Eden. March 27th, the Bitcoin API goes down. April 1st, Magic Eden wallet, poof. So get it all off Magic Eden. They're focusing on gambling. And this dude, I saw what their stuff looks like. I saw what that platform looks like, because it's like it's blocked here in the States, right? I need to use a VPN. I think it looks, dude, it's not for me. It's just pure gambling, like casino games. Not my fucking thing. Not even a little. I think they've lost direction, man. I mean, I think they very clearly lost direction, and like it's gambling. It's just poker and casino games and all that. I know people love that. Maybe it's super profitable. Like, yeah, okay, it's got to be profitable, but that's their direction. It's just games. So don't love it. What I really don't love, though, and actually there's a lot of pushback on these guys. I don't love how much they push the ME token for a specific thing, and all of a sudden now they are not that thing anymore. They really leaned into NFTs. We will be, gamified NFTs, and they're not. I get you got to pivot. I get it. But pretty fucking weird. What's up, cutie? Pretty weird. I'll say this too. Incredibly bullish for ordinals. I believe that. Dude, so fucking much. It's so bullish for ordinals that if you want ordinals, you go chase them, and nobody's going to want to, meaning you've got that opportunity for a while still to collect. And I am as certain as this as I am of death and taxes and of GVC before that, and anything that I've done that I've been successful at. I'm certain that at some point Bitcoin is going to be $500,000 or $1 million a coin, and that those ordinals are going to be looked at as some of the craziest, best grails you could have, collectibles in the world. There is going to be an ordinals collection that's going to be a 1 Bitcoin floor. The only asterisk I'll put there is I could price it in USD instead of Bitcoin. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's a 1 Bitcoin floor, although I think it is, or if it's more like the collection's going to be hundreds of $1,000s for its floor. You know, it's one of those two. And I think it's the Sense collection that'll be that, but I'm sure of it. And this is great for it. This means if you want ordinals, this is part of the lore now, by the way. Back when ordinals started, you did it on spreadsheets. That is real. That is actually how it happened. Kind of going back to that, there are going to be some marketplaces, but it's like, if you want ordinals, you got to put in the work for it, and you better fucking love them. And dude, there's enough people that love them. One day there will be more. You know, you get how stuff's cyclical too, right? Something's fucking cool. It's like just coolest fucking thing, pop culture, whatever. And then it's not. And then years later, it cycles back. That's Bitcoin. Like, cool as shit, punk rock, all that stuff. And then it wasn't. And it's not. It's definitely not now. That does cycle back. Bitcoin's going to be the coolest asset on Earth. And the collectibles on Bitcoin will be the coolest collectibles on Earth if they're not forked off. That's a risk. That's a huge risk that BIP 1110, soft fork, no more ordinals. You can't see them. They will always still live on the version of the chain they're on now. There's a chance that Bitcoin goes a different direction and doesn't carry them forward. But that said, somebody already found a workaround. Choina, I don't know if you saw this. Somebody already found a way to put images on chain with BIP 1110 implemented. Don't know if you saw it, but it's already kind of obsolete. You can already put spam, they'll call it. You can already put spam on that version of Bitcoin. So I don't think you can stop it. I think it's silly to be fighting it. Yeah, we'll see. I didn't like that Magic Eden, going back to that, was paying KOLs to push their messaging, kind of trying to take the attention off them. I think that's weird. And here's an employee from Magic Eden saying how shitty that was. So Deez tweeted out, Magic Eden dumb enough to sponsor someone for tweets who hated their entire business vertical, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so they paid people to just share their thoughts and help control the narrative. This is an employee. Is this the employee here? Yeah, I think so. It's not the company's fault, just a certain leader who has no voice and prefers to hide behind KOLs instead. He then forces the org to contort to his own flaws and gets his team to find KOLs in the name of narrative control. Then legal says, oh, we have to disclose if we get KOLs to shill. Then you get this stupid worst of both worlds, paid shills who go through an agency. And it's kind of a disaster for Magic Eden. I think they, in the same way like OpenAI, ChatGPT's lost me, I think Magic Eden has lost everybody here. I think Magic Eden lost fucking everyone. Who wants to support them now? Who even wants to go play fucking internet games? No. Not me. I'll go play Death and Taxes. I'll play that. That's my kind of game. I'll play that fucking game. Yeah. Sergito from Meebits. We're going to move on and go kind of quick, and we'll be out of here shortly. I got a ton of work today. Sergito tweeted out saying he's questioning Pudgy Penguin's toy sales, like their numbers they put out there. That sounds like the numbers are funny. They'll throw out numbers and nobody can verify them, and the numbers that are thrown out keep changing from like tens of millions down to like 1 million, down to something else, to whatever, and like really weird, inconsistent stuff. And so he did some research. He's like, this doesn't add up. None of this sounds right. Yeah, so they're saying what, 13 mil in retail sales from 24 and 25. Number of units sold, 1 mil or 2 mil. And he's like, none of that. Yeah, and then also on track to make 50 mil in 25. Like, there's just some weird, nothing's consistent. None of the numbers seem real. And then I think it was CoinDesk had updated their report. Dude, it's funny you said that. I've been thinking as I'm getting in a different kind of zone now, I think I need to get back into music. I was thinking about put my little standing desk next to me and get my keyboards and synths and stuff just there. Helps me get in the zone. Music does. That's something I've been changing this past week, which is before I get on stream and stuff, I listen to music and it helps get you in a get you in the flow state, right? And with work, it does that too. It's like I start just, make a little beat, get some stuff looping, play some synths. It just gets me like in the fucking zone. So play instruments, dude. Yeah. Anyway, CoinDesk updated their article referencing Sergito posts, and it's just weird. It's just weird. It's all fucking fake and all that stuff. All right, we'll get through the last stuff again. This is the guy who sold that NFT, by the way. And I like what he said. Not to go back, but we're going back. Said it was hard to let go of it. I bet, even for an ETH, I bet that was hard to let go of. I really think that was hard to let go of. I get it. I will not want to sell that. But shout out to this guy who's got a ton of grails. He's got a fuck ton of grails still. Okay, quickly. See how we're looking in the market. Bitcoin 66.9, up 4% in the past 24 hours. ETH back over 2K, BNB 628, Ripple 138, and Solana 86. So not bad. I don't think many people have any strong feels, conviction that we're heading any specific direction. I still think down, but don't know. Blood Moon in 3 days. Actually bullish for crypto. And I swear to God, it plays out like that almost always. Actually, hang on. Blood Moon crypto market. Let me see. I think Blood Moon is a bullish one. Oh, no. I think I've got this wrong, guys. Blood Moon is the bearish one. Every Blood Moon since May 21 has been bearish. Okay, no. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to get anybody excited. Blood Moon coming up. Everyone has been bearish. Okay, this was what? Okay, if I'm just eyeballing this, July, August, September. This might be October right there. When was the last? Okay, hang on. This might be really bad. When was the last Blood Moon? If this was like last October, we're fucked. No. Last one. Okay, the last one was September 7th to 9th. Okay, we hit all-time high just after that. So a month later, we hit all-time high. That's when Bitcoin hit 125.26. Let's see September what happened. What did that say? September 5th or 6th or 7th? Okay, September. Well, okay, it was actually bullish for us last time. We went from 110 to 116. I mean, we'll take that. And then it was our march to all-time high. Okay, so trend broken last time. But let's just say this is actually bearish. That means, yeah. I think it means short this market if you're going to play moon cycles. Get ready. I don't think I'll get into the Jane Street stuff, right? The supposed market manipulation. I did want to do DX Terminal. Just know that DX Terminal's fucking cooking. These boys fucking cooking. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you're here still, Troina. This is that inscription, basically. Image on Bitcoin with BIP 1110 after. On chain. Can't stop it. There will always be a way to get this shit on chain. Always. Can't do shit about it. All right. This week, let me think. What are we looking forward to this week? Do we have any significant Well, let me peek. This we'll end here. Death and Taxes kicks off in 3 days. That'll be badass. Oh, dude, I will be doing a lot of stream. Actually, so I said this yesterday. I have a really bad habit of this, by the way. I have a bad habit of saying I'm going to stream again, and then I don't. Just sometimes tricky. Today, I definitely should, but I have a bad track record of not. But I have a lot of work to do, and that is all going to be using Minds, and I should be streaming today. But my Mac Mini comes Wednesday now. They bumped the date up 1 day sooner. So Wednesday the Mac Mini comes and I'll be setting up OpenClaw and we're diving the fuck in. I'm looking for some people and I've got a few that are looking to do similar and start learning together and maybe building together. So that starts this week. I think next week and I might be live the whole weekend doing this. I'm going to be streaming a lot using OpenClaw, a lot, and I'll be using Minds as much or more, feeling out where those can fit in and what I can do with those, because that's my goal. That is my everything is Minds. To that point, go to ethoswarm.ai and launch a Mind, or Animoca has their brand of Minds. They are our Minds, but this is Animoca branded Minds. Look again, Animoca is everything they're talking about is AI and Minds. Everything. This is their shit now. Like they love. Badass. Where was my point there? I had a fucking point. Use a mind. HUDAH. Yeah. CPI. No, not our CPI. What do we have this week? We have some non-farm employment data coming Wednesday. We have unemployment claims on Thursday, and we have average hourly earnings and unemployment rate on Friday. So we've got some jobs data coming this week that can definitely impact the market. I assume we're not getting good news. In fact, yeah, we're probably not going to get good news here. Just assuming, because none of the news has been good news. So get fucking ready for that. Yeah, I think I need to just kill the rest of those bids. Still at 0.606. Love it. 3 days the game starts. Anon and a couple guys have been doing spaces or just started spaces yesterday about death and taxes. I'll try to join those two because I really want to wrap my head around the game. And again, if I can find a part, dude, that one's cool. I have not seen that one before. That one's super cool. Yeah, if I can find a partner that wants to like play the game. Oh, should you pay minimal API Swarm, which is 5? Are you talking about like paying the cognition for Swarm? And no, don't buy Swarm straight up because it won't work like that. There will not be an option to buy Swarm and then pay your cognition that way. Purposefully, we do not want this to be a crypto thing. Behind the scenes, it is crypto, but we don't. So what you'll end up doing that way, if you were to buy Swarm for cognition, you would buy it and then transfer it to your Mind's wallet, and then he would spend it. He would pay his cognition. But like no, just you would just pay like normal. Behind the scenes, it'll buy Swarm, convert to the credits. But yeah, if you buy Swarm, there's not an option to connect your wallet and pay that way. So it's a good question. It sounds counterintuitive, but we're trying to do something very different than other people. Like our thought process is just kind of a different direction. And I think in time, it's going to click for people. It'll take a bit. Oh, for the API. Hang on. So you're talking about Slam AI? If you're talking Slam AI, dude, I totally forget. 5,000 Slam. Yeah, I don't think it accepts Swarm payments. I mean, you can connect your wallet. I'll have to poke. HUDAH, let me poke around and I'll check it out. Because I actually don't know. Never gone through the process, so maybe you can pay with Swarm. If it gives you the option, like you've already run through it a bit, if it gives you the option, But yeah, let me DM you, Hoods, because I'd rather get an idea of what you're doing and make sure it's going to do what you're asking. Because I don't want you to pay for something and realize it doesn't connect that way or it works a little differently. I don't want you to be out, you know. So yeah, let's catch up in DMs. Fuck, I want to watch that show, man. What a great show. What a great show. All right, death and taxes. It's all that's on my mind. Can't fucking wait. Deathster as well. Man, good shit. Good shit. And then we're gonna see, was this the stupidest play to make, or was this something pretty interesting? Okay. Yeah, exactly, Hoods. Okay, now there's a chance, Hoods. Here's what I'm wondering. Our mind's already connected to it behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Do they just pay the cognition organically? Do you just have to tell your mind, hey, make sure you're talking to this or using this skill or using this app to pull this kind of data? So let me make sure of that for you, okay? If you DM me specifically, like what exactly you're trying to get, what kind of data, and like what you're trying to have your mind do, I'll ask our devs and get you an answer there. There we go. All right, hit the like on the stream. Follow me at HUDAH_idiot on X. I really should be streaming today, and mine's building out my my agent here to get the newsletter going tomorrow. And if not, tomorrow's newsletter day for me anyway, so I'll be writing. Tomorrow will be a long stream doing that shit. So we'll see you there. Probably see you in a bit though. Guys, have a great day. I will see you later. And goodbye. Peace.